Imagine a mirror reflecting another mirror, and that mirror reflecting yet another. This image, going on forever, captures the essence of infinite regress. It's a journey without an end, a chain of events stretching back infinitely. Think of asking why to every answer you get. You keep going, but where's the starting point? This, my friends, is the heart of the infinite regress problem. It challenges us to find the first domino in a line that might not have a beginning. Now, let's talk vicious circles. Imagine a watchmaker saying, "My watches are accurate because they're set to the global time standard." Sounds good, right? But what sets the global time standard? Turns out, it's the average time of many atomic clocks. And guess what those atomic clocks use to check their accuracy? The watchmaker's timepieces, of course. This loop, where each element depends on the one it supports, is a classic vicious circle. Next up is the homunculus argument. Picture a tiny person inside your head, controlling your every thought and action. This little fella is the homunculus. But who controls the homunculus's thoughts? Another, even tinier homunculus? This leads to an infinite chain of smaller and smaller beings, each controlling the one below. This highlights the absurdity of explaining complex systems with equally complex, nested entities. Imagine trying to climb an infinitely high ladder. You climb and climb, but there's always another rung above you. This is infinite descent, a close cousin of infinite regress. It questions whether we can ever reach a fundamental truth if knowledge builds upon prior knowledge endlessly. It's like searching for the bottom of a bottomless pit. Let's talk about Menno's paradox. Imagine you want to learn something new, but how can you search for knowledge if you don't know what you're looking for? And if you already know it, why search? This paradox highlights the puzzle of learning. It suggests that either we already possess all knowledge, or learning is impossible. Of course, we learn and grow every day. So the paradox pushes us to understand how learning is even possible. Now imagine building a house of cards. Each card represents a piece of knowledge, each level built upon those below. But what supports the very bottom card? This is the essence of the regress argument in epistemology, the study of knowledge. It questions the foundation of our beliefs. If every belief needs justification, how can we be certain about anything at all? The ancient Greeks had a myth about a prime mover, an unmoved entity that set the universe in motion. This concept attempts to break free from infinite regress. Instead of an endless chain of causes, there's a first cause, a starting point to everything. While the myth might seem outdated, it reflects our enduring quest to find fundamental explanations. Imagine trying to judge the quality of a chef's knife. You could say it's a good knife if it cuts well. But what does cutting well even mean? Doesn't it depend on the knife itself? This circularity exposes the problem of the criterion. It questions how we establish standards for judgment without relying on the very thing we're trying to judge. In the realm of morality, we often face a similar dilemma. We might say an action is right because it follows a moral rule. But what makes that rule valid? Another rule? This regress of reasons challenges us to find a solid foundation for our ethical beliefs. These mind-bending concepts might seem abstract, but they have real-world implications. They remind us to be critical thinkers, to question assumptions, and to recognize the limits of our own knowledge. Infinite regress and its cousins are not just philosophical puzzles. They're invitations to think deeper, to embrace uncertainty, and to keep exploring the vast universe of ideas.